That leads me to, you've become something of a crusader and known to others by your crusade to stop the term native advertising.
Yes, you'll notice I said branded content.
I noticed that. Very good. You staying on message. So what's wrong with native advertising, and maybe talk a little bit about what branded content is, because not everybody quite understands maybe what it is, and why isn't it native advertising?
Well, so there's nothing wrong with branded content or what you're calling native advertising. My problem is with the word native when used in the marketing context. And my reason for that is I don't think that anyone really knows what it means. Whereas if I say to you that a brand is going to speak to you on my site, we do this crazy thing of calling it a brand speak. And we put a big logo at the top that says a brand is speaking to you. Branded content, or content where a brand is actually putting a message out as an article, a video, an infographic, what have you, is nothing new, right? The Texaco Star Theater was branded content, right? So we're talking about the 1950s. Any advertorial type content that you saw in magazines is branded content. In fact, I would say the magazine world, even when it's not identified as branded content, is often branded content. I would challenge you to go into a fashion magazine and see an article in one of the major ones that doesn't often happen to relate to an ad that's also in that book. I think that's the standard and understood in a lot of the fashion industry magazines, and I used to run one, so I understand that. What we do in terms of branded content is give brands the opportunity to speak directly to our audience, but only if they're doing two things. One, they're delivering value to our readers, and two, and these are both requirements, that's not an either or, they must fully identify the fact up front and at the back that they are speaking as a brand and not through one of our journalists. We refuse to let one of our journalists speak for a brand, but we do often help brands amplify their message, and we'll even help them put together the story, but it's going to be very clearly stated as being from that brand itself. And that's okay, right? A brand should be able to talk to me. If I open some of the most esteemed publications on earth, or some of the best websites on earth, brands are often speaking to me. It's just a matter of disclosure and transparency. I don't think there's an industry standard for that yet. I think there should be, and I think we're leading the way.